Hi, my name's Phil. I like talking about politics, and in this video, I'd like to discuss my response to a question which came about due to Reform UK's policy of not allowing flags to be flown from their council buildings other than the Union flag or St George's Cross, which I have to say could cause a bit of friction if they ever win control of a council in Scotland or Wales. But a supporter of Reform UK accepted that the reason Reform had this policy was less about being in favour of those flags and more about being opposed specifically to woke flags, such as the Palestinian national flag or the LGBTQI plus flag. And they asked me, so why do we need to fly these from public buildings? So I explained. But first, for daily news and commentary, please hit the subscribe button to stay notified. So I thought we could spend Friday evening bridging a few gaps. So for the gammons out there, get your pints ready, pick your knuckles up from the floor, and let us talk about flags. So Reform UK declared that they would ban all flags from council buildings except the Union flag and St George's Cross. Caused a little bit of a backlash because it would also ban county flags. So then Zia Yusuf thought about it and went, okay, yeah, county flags are okay. Although this still bans armed forces flags as well as a host of others, mind you. But the real target are the flags aimed at showing solidarity with people that they are conditioning their followers to hate. So they don't pay attention to the billionaires picking their pockets, basically. So I had this response from someone who appears to approve of the anti-flag policy. This is a direct quote, by the way, verbatim. "You are right, Phil." I often am. That wasn't verbatim. Start again. "You are right, Phil. They don't want to fly Palestinian flags and LGBT flags on council buildings. Can you explain to me why we should have them flown on public buildings?" So nice question to kickstart our politics for gammons with. Let's turn this question around first of all and begin with the flags which are permitted. So let's take the example of the Union flag. Why should we fly these from public buildings? What message does a Union flag on a council building convey in that context? None. I mean, the flag's useful at a sports event or at an embassy in a different country. But a Union flag in a place that everyone knows is in Britain, because to see it you have to be in Britain, that conveys no message at all. It doesn't do any harm, but it doesn't do anything useful either. So now let's turn our attention to the flags being banned. Flags representing, say, the Ukrainian people, Palestinian people, LGBTQI plus people. Why should we fly these from public buildings? Well, there are people in our communities who feel vulnerable. Gay people, trans people, refugees. Some of our neighbours, other members of our community, make these people feel unwelcome. Some go out of their way to do so. So it's nice when the elected representatives fly these flags as a way of saying that those people who are attacking you are not us. They're not the wider community. The wider community welcomes you. In this way, flying the Ukrainian flag, for example, has impact. It has a positive impact that flying the Union flag absolutely does not. Nobody has an issue with the Union flag being flown from a council building. It's quite common. In fact, around the world, to have your national flag in government buildings, but it doesn't do anything. But a flag representing people who are anxious or afraid, that does a great deal. It helps them feel that they have friends. It's an incredibly positive thing to do. Of course, if people don't like these flags being flown, perhaps they could help make the people those flags represent more welcome. Perhaps they should integrate better into our communities, because the reason we're flying these flags is because these people are afraid. It's the people who are the ones, these are the ones who refuse to integrate, by the way. Because if people didn't feel vulnerable in our communities, if they were universally welcomed, then there would be no need to fly these flags. It's the people who attack these people in our society. They are the ones who are refusing to integrate into what has been a multicultural society for thousands of years. You know, the flags are displayed specifically because of the people expressing hate. It's a counter to them. It's a response. The response isn't necessary if the hate isn't there. In fact, as far as welcoming Palestinian refugees, ironically, because of Gammon's support for what Netanyahu is doing in Gaza, we're actually going to be playing host to more Palestinian refugees. Should probably think about that. Policies they approve of, it's not their fault what Netanyahu is doing in Gaza is not, of course, the fault of any gamins in this country, but they approve of it. So because of policies that they approve of, that will result in more people from the Middle East moving to Britain. And in fact, if Trump gets his way, loads more, because he wants them all to become refugees. Enjoy. Because although Labour have been adopting some pretty terrible takes on immigration, particularly asylum of late, they are actually making it easier to claim asylum. There's even safe routes being set up to claim asylum for refugees with family ties in Britain. We do have a bit of a Palestinian community in Britain, so yeah, have fun with that. And although some people in agreement with the flag policy may imagine themselves to be in the majority, that most people feel as strongly as they do, I really don't think they do. After all, if you need a rule that councils can't fly these flags, that implies there are lots of people who want them to. Because if they didn't, you just wouldn't fly them in the first place. It's also why there was a backlash at Kent County Council when Reform UK, who have now taken over, took away the Ukrainian flag in the council chamber, specifically because most people wanted Ukrainian refugees to feel that we were supporting them. So that concludes lesson 1 of Politics for Gammons. Why do we fly woke flags? Because we don't want to live in a country where innocent people are afraid to walk down the street. It's not nice. It's not British. Fear is a tool of fascists, not decent people. But there we are. Those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below. If you've enjoyed the video, please click the like button and subscribe for further content. If you'd like to support the channel further, you can click the join button for memberships. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see you later.